Vaping bad for you? There are many unknowns about vaping, including what chemicals make up the vapor and how they affect physical health over the long term. People need to understand that e-cigarettes are potentially dangerous to your health. You're exposing yourself to all kinds of chemicals that we don't yet understand and that are probably not safe. Nicotine is the primary agent in both regular cigarettes and e-cigarettes and is highly addictive. It causes you to crave a smoke and suffer withdrawal symptoms if you ignore the craving. Nicotine is also a toxic substance. It raises your blood pressure and spikes your adrenaline, which increases your heart rate and the likelihood of having a heart attack. Main reasons why e-cigarettes may be particularly enticing to young people. First, many teens believe that vaping is less harmful than smoking. Second, e-cigarettes have a lower per-use cost than traditional cigarettes. And finally, vape cartridges are often formulated with flavorings such as apple pie and watermelon that appeal to younger users. Both youths and adults find the lack of smoke appealing. With no smell, e-cigarettes reduce the stigma of smoking. What's most concerning about the rise of vaping is that people who would have never smoked otherwise, especially youth, are taking up the habit. It's one thing if you convert from cigarette smoking to vaping. It's quite another thing to start up nicotine use with vaping, and it often leads to using traditional tobacco products down the road.
I think I could generally just say don't do it. Reason being is that we really don't know what we're dealing with when it comes to the chemicals and the additives in vaping and e-cigarettes. We've had a lot of years to figure out the damage that smoking has done to our bodies. And if you think about it, we are in the infancy of e-cigarettes, vaping, juuling, all of those things. We really don't know what kind of damage it does to the body. As far as being a young person today with so many different things that are possibilities out there, I would absolutely tell anybody to not get involved in it. It's addictive, and you don't know what kind of larger health issues you're going to develop later in life when, when all of this begins to take effect. My answer about this is, if you think about it, we already know it's going to cause health concerns. The primary derivative in e-cigarettes and vaping is nicotine, and we know nicotine causes a high heart rate, it causes high blood pressure, which can lead to cardiac death. It can lead to respiratory issues, cardiac issues, and obviously it can lead to cancer as well. Lots of times kids don't think about the fact that what they're ingesting into their system when they're vaping, they're ingesting nicotine, but they're also injecting a bunch of chemicals that they really don't know, and we don't know all of the aftermath of those chemicals. One of them, just to completely be honest, is formaldehyde. It's the chemical that they use to embalm dead bodies. Formaldehyde is one of the components of the liquid that they are vaping into their body. So it definitely has an aftermath. We have seen recently that there have been several cases of what's called EVALI, E-V-A-L-I, which means e-cigarette and vaping illnesses. What it's causing is it's causing lung damage. Whether it's a burn or an irritation or an infectious process that's happening in the lungs. But these kids have been coming into the hospital not just for a few days to get well, but they've been in the ICU on ventilators and having major life changes and losing their lives from this. So there's just a little glimpse into the future of some things that vaping could cause.